She has been hunted. She has been stalked. She has been laid out cold on the canvas by one of the most physically imposing and brutally calculated challengers NXT has produced in years. Week after week, night after night, Izzi made it her personal mission to break Lola Vice down mentally, physically, and emotionally before this title match even began. And yet, when the lights were brightest and the gold was on the line, Lola Vice was still the last woman standing. Welcome to Slam Nation, the ultimate home for the most insane, unpredictable, and explosive wrestling drama on the planet. Tonight we are going deep, and we are going hard into one of the most layered, most dramatic, most emotionally charged NXT women's title matches in recent memory. Lola Vice vs Izzi Dame. The reigning champion against the most dangerous challenger in the building. Gold on the line. Legacies on the line. The soul of the entire NXT women's division hanging in the balance. And what unfolded inside the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida on the night of May 26, 2026, was the kind of chaotic, jaw-dropping, pulse-pounding storytelling that reminds you exactly why NXT refuses to be ignored, and exactly why Lola Vice is one of the most compelling champions in all of WWE right now. If you love WWE drama and insane wrestling moments like this, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to Slam Nation, and turn on notifications because things are only getting crazier from here. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now because I want to know whose side you are on. Now let us get into every single detail because this story is so much richer than just the final result. Lola Vice captured the NXT Women's Championship back in April and had been on an absolute tear ever since. This match on May 26 was already her third televised title defense, and the wolves were already gathering from every direction. But before any of those conversations could fully develop, Izzi Dame stepped directly into the middle of everything and called her shot. Dame did not ask. She did not wait in line. She inserted herself and demanded that opportunity with the kind of arrogance and aggression that only someone who genuinely believes they are the most dangerous person in the room can pull off. Vice gave Dame exactly what she wanted, telling her the shot was hers tonight. And just like that, the main event of NXT was set. But here is the critical piece of context that makes this entire match so fascinating before we even get to the bell ringing. Izzi Dame had been absolutely tormenting Lola Vice for weeks leading into this championship collision. She had left the champion laid out on multiple separate occasions. She had gotten inside Vice's head, invaded her space, disrupted her rhythm, and made the champion feel genuinely vulnerable in a way that very few challengers ever managed to do. Izzi Dame was not just another name on a list of contenders. She was a real, credible, imminent threat who had already proven she could physically dominate the champion when the circumstances were right. And those circumstances included having the full force of Shawn Spears and Nico Vance behind her. Spears and Vance were Izzi Dame's cornermen, her backup, her insurance policy going into this match. Spears is one of the most cunning and strategically minded figures in NXT today, and Vance is an absolute wrecking machine standing beside him. Together they had been putting Dame in the best possible position to walk out of this match as the new NXT Women's Champion. The numbers game was real. The advantage was undeniable. Lola Vice was walking into this title defense at what appeared to be a significant disadvantage. But what happened next shocked everyone. The tension did not wait for the match to begin. Backstage, before the main event even kicked off, the cracks were already beginning to show. Shawn Spears had made a decision that Izzi Dame was absolutely furious about. On the same night that Dame was scheduled to compete for the NXT Women's Championship, Spears had gone ahead and booked himself and Nico Vance in a separate tag team match against OTM, Bronco Nima, and Lucienne Price. Think about what that truly means. Your two most important allies. The people whose entire job on this particular night is to have your back at ringside during the most important match of your career. And they are booked in their own war happening on the exact same evening. Dame confronted Spears about it and did not hold back. She let him know in no uncertain terms that spreading their group thin on a night this critical was exactly the kind of gamble that could cost her everything. Spears acknowledged the mistake. He admitted the error in judgment but told her that he and Vance would handle their business and still be in her corner when it mattered most. Nico Vance backed him up and told Dame they were going to take care of it. Fans could not believe what they were seeing because in NXT, the phrase "we are going to take care of it" is almost always a promise that leads directly to disaster. The main event finally arrived and the electricity inside the WWE Performance Center was at an absolute peak. Spears and Vance flanked their prize asset as Izzi Dame walked toward the ring with the kind of focused, locked-in intensity of someone who had been waiting for this exact moment for a very long time. Then Lola Vice made her entrance, and she carried herself with the quiet, unshakable confidence of a champion who has faced adversity before and come out the other side every single time. From the opening moments it was clear this was not going to be a simple textbook championship match. This was personal. This was a collision built on weeks of simmering hatred and physical confrontation. Dame came in fast and aggressive, trying to use her size and her power advantage to bully Vice into a corner and take the champion out of her comfort zone early. Vice moved beautifully, using her speed and her striking precision to keep Dame from settling into any kind of rhythm. The back and forth was intense. The drama was palpable. and the NXT universe felt every single moment of it. Then the entire match turned on its axis. Less than 5 minutes into the main event, Bronco Nima and Lucien Price of OTM came storming back into the Performance Center. They had already battled Spears and Vance earlier, but OTM was not done making a statement. Nima and Price attacked Spears and Vance directly at ringside, ambushing them, brawling with them, and systematically driving both men completely away from the match and out of the equation entirely. The numbers advantage that had been built into this entire story was obliterated in a matter of seconds. Just like that, Izzi Dame was completely alone. Nobody expected this moment to unravel so violently and so quickly. Dame was now standing in that ring without a safety net, without backup, without the strategic advantage that Shawn Spears had promised would still be in place when it counted. Everything she had been relying on was gone, and Lola Vice and the entire NXT universe knew it instantly. And here is where Izzi Dame actually earned a massive amount of respect, because she did not panic. She did not fold. She did not look toward the entrance ramp hoping for a rescue that was never going to come. She dug in. She matched Vice with everything she had and forced the champion to work at an incredibly high level to stay in control of this match. There were moments where Dame had Vice reeling, moments where the crowd genuinely believed a title change was happening, moments that built the kind of genuine suspense that championship matches are supposed to deliver. This is the part of the story that deserves far more credit than it is getting. Then the match completely exploded. Izzi Dame launched a running knee strike aimed directly at Lola Vice. But the champion moved. Dame's knee missed Vice entirely and instead crashed flush into the face of referee Daryl Sharma, sending the official crashing to the mat in a heap. No referee. No count. No authority in the ring. Just two exhausted, battle-worn warriors with nothing but each other and everything still to play for. Vice immediately seized the moment and unloaded with a backfist, one of the single most devastating and visually spectacular finishing strikes in all of NXT, connecting clean on Dame with a sound that echoed through the entire Performance Center. The crowd erupted. But the referee was still down, barely beginning to crawl back into position. The count was agonizingly delayed. By the time the official's hand hit the canvas for 1, then 2, Dame had been given just enough time to recover. She kicked out. The championship was still alive and the NXT universe completely lost their minds. This completely changed everything. Dame rallied with everything she had left and connected with a running kick that sent the actual NXT Women's Championship belt crashing directly into Lola Vice's face. The irony of the title itself becoming an instrument of potential destruction was not lost on anyone watching. The crowd was on their feet. The tension was suffocating. And somehow, impossibly, it was still not enough to finish the champion. Lola Vice simply refused to stay down. And then came the moment that closed the book on this chapter. One final backfist. Thrown with every ounce of heart, fury, and championship pedigree that Lola Vice possesses. It connected on Izzi Dame with a precision and a power that left absolutely no room for argument. The referee was up. The position was right. The count was clean and it was final. 1, 2, 3. And still your NXT Women's Champion, Lola Vice. Vice rose from the canvas and lifted her title into the air, letting the Orlando crowd wash over her in a wave of pure celebration. 3 defenses. 3 victories. The champion standing tall in the middle of her kingdom with the entire division watching from the back. But do not for 1 second think this story is anywhere close to finished. The relationship between Izzi Dame and Shawn Spears is hanging by a thread after tonight. Dame was right from the very beginning that booking Spears and Vance in a separate match on the biggest night of her career was a catastrophic error in judgment. That confrontation backstage was not just a minor disagreement. That was a fault line cracking open, and in NXT, fault lines have a way of turning into full collapses when the pressure continues to build. Watch how Izzi Dame looks at Shawn Spears in the coming weeks. Watch whether the trust can be rebuilt after a night where their own internal decisions may have cost Dame the NXT Women's Championship. And Lola Vice is carrying the most dangerous target in NXT on her back every single time she walks through that curtain. She has proven she is a worthy champion who can survive chaos, survive interference, survive a downed referee, and survive the full wrath of one of NXT's most dangerous challengers. But the division is not standing back and applauding. They are watching. They are waiting. And they are coming. The question is not whether someone will come for Lola Vice. The question is who has what it takes to survive the backfist, outlast the chaos, and finally take that championship away from one of the most electrifying champions NXT has seen in years. And when that moment arrives, Slam Nation is going to be right here to break it down for you in complete and total detail. NXT is not slowing down. This story is only getting bigger. And the best chapters are absolutely still ahead. If this video fired you up and had you on the edge of your seat, do us a massive favor right now and smash the like button hard, subscribe to Slam Nation if you are not already part of this family, and share this video with every wrestling fan you know because we are building something special here and we want you in the front row for all of it. Drop your prediction in the comments below and tell me exactly what you think happens next for Lola Vice and the NXT Women's Championship. The comments section is open and I want to hear every single take. Slam Nation, until next time, stay locked in, stay passionate, and never stop watching because NXT is just